Well, here we go. DJI Mini 2 windy May flight. And as usual, we'll be in the fog till we can find our landing mat, our takeoff mat. But I'll bet you we do. Anyway, let's go right now. There we go. We found it. Motor spinning up. There we go. Finding home point. Home point's found. Let's get some altitude. Grab some altitude. Okay, headed due north now, and we're going to switch around this time. We're going to fly the other way. We're going to fly with the wind in our face. So we're going to make an about turn. We got a huge tree, probably about 100 foot tall. I got to get over there. So had to grab quite a bit of altitude pretty quick. So we're flying Peggy Sue, which is the name of my Mini 2, named after Buddy Holly's girlfriend from his hit song a long, long time ago. I remember when that came out. Tells you how old I am. Anyway, we're flying due south now. We're going to see what we can see and see how she handles the wind. The wind's been 15 plus mile an hour all morning long, which isn't really too windy for the Mini 2, but it would get gusts up around 20, so that's really right getting towards her limit there. But she handled real well. I have noticed, look at that lake, that little pond kind of turned over on itself there. A lot of moss in it. What was I going to say? I've kind of noticed since the past few updates on the Mini 2 that my range is not as good as it used to be for some reason. So I don't know what's happened, but something definitely has happened because I've flown the same routes many times, same time of day and everything, and noticed a sizable decrease in the range. So, anyway, we're flying southwest now. As you can tell, you can see cloud shadow on the ground. But not more than a week ago, 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of turkeys out on this piece of ground right here, running around, gobbling their heads off. That has slowed down a bit. And I saw one last week, but I haven't had a big gobbler last week. If it had been hunting season, I could have killed him pretty easy. But nothing today so far. I love how the clouds float over the shadows. That is so cool. Anyway, we're going to head the other direction. We're headed due south now. And we're veering a little bit too much to the right. I want to come over this house that they're building over here. I see a contractor was in there the other day. Really nice house, one of them big dollar homes for big dollar people, I guess. So it's greened up real nice, as you can tell. You people that hate mowing grass as much as I do hate this time of year. I like the fall and the winter the best. But I'll take the spring. I don't much need the summer. Just hot and sticky where I live, and that's about it. Hot, sticky, cut grass, and that's about it. Let's see, don't see any turkeys out today. Lots of times I'll see them out on the edge of this field right here behind this house, strutting around down there. Don't see any today, though. So they've been working on this house a long time. I don't think it is finished yet, but it's getting pretty close to it. I don't know if it's sold yet either. There's another 300 acres just to the left of that house that's for sale. They probably want $20 million for where it's located somewhere in the multi-million dollar price tag. And this house is one of those $1 million homes too. Go right along with the land that it's sitting on. Pretty nice. Got a nice driveway. Empties out onto one of the main highways around town. Got plenty of distance from the highway and the sound, and got some woods in between you, so pretty good deal right there. So we're going to cross the highway right here and go over here and take a look at these ponds or lakes. These are more of the lake size, small lake size. Now, I sure would enjoy dipping a fly rod in there, but actually probably not fly rod. I'd like to go bass fishing in there. It looks like that's probably what this has in it. May have some catfish in it too. It's got a nice house back there. Two nice houses. Things are rough all over. Got a beautiful, beautiful walking area beside that, all around that lake. Just gorgeous the way the guy's got it set up. Here's another small one back here. We're going to fly right over towards it, and then we're going to turn around and head back for home. Just a short flight today, just see how she's handling in the wind. And she's flying kind of into the wind now, and she looks pretty good. I'm not using any ND filters today on the Mini 2, though I have them. I decided I would fly without it today. During the fall and winter, I never put an ND filter on, but every once in a while during the summer I do. Isn't that pretty? Look at the reflection in that lake. Jeez. That is nice. Quite a windbreak. You can see the windbreak those trees make on that lake. The wind's blowing at least 15 miles an hour, and hardly can tell it on that lake with the reflection on that lake. That's what a good tree line will do for you. Nice windbreak. So we're going to get right up here, and we're going to pull a U-turn here. Looks like that field has either been planted or it's ready to plant. Most everybody's got all of their stuff in now, so they'd be wanting some more rain, the farmers. I imagine it's been pretty dry. We had some rain last week, but not anything that amounted to a whole lot. This guy's got a lot of catchments there. And there's got to be some good fish in there. And I don't see a soul fishing in it. That's almost a sin. Anyway, we turned around now. We're headed back north now. I can see where I'm standing up there. Got the wind kind of at our back right now, so we're going to have some good flight times on the way back. Old Peggy Sue is handling the wind very, very well today. She doesn't handle it quite as good as her big sister Thelma Lou, the Mini 3 Pro, but pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. And they're both comparable in range. She's probably got a little bit more range than the Mini 3, but neither one of them has great range, but good enough for my purposes, that's for sure. So like I said, we're headed back due north now. It was looking for some turkeys to be out. It's kind of early, not early in the morning. It's 10 o'clock, 10:30. Somewhere in that area, maybe a skosh bit later. All the deer are back where they need to be, but the turkeys, they're usually out along the edges of these fields, but have not seen any today. The horizon looks pretty good. Just a little bit of the DJI tilt to it, but not too bad. Bring it back down so we don't get too overexposed here. Drifting over this house. You think that other house was nice. This guy up here has got a really beautiful place. He owns all this whole section of land. I can't imagine how many tens and tens of millions of dollars. He's got oil wells or natural gas pumps. You can see him down there in the fields. He must have 50 of them on his land. And they're pumping most of the time, so the guy's not paying for anything. I'm telling you that right now. Must be a big, big, big dome of natural gas underneath all this property here. And he's got the pipeline to prove it and the pumps. Like I said, everywhere you go on his property. See him down there? They're just popping up like popcorn. Must be nice to sit back, have a house like that guy does right there on the right on the lake like that, and have these pumps just paying for your property and everything else that you have in life. Pretty good deal if you ask me. If you get that job, go for it. Beautiful green out. Beautiful green. Can't wait for the fall colors though. I mean, you can almost get oversaturated with how much green there is this time of year. You get some color in there besides the green. You go from the stark grays and browns of winter to the overbearing, overwhelming green the spring brings on. You know, I like to fly over some big old daisy fields of daisies or tulips or something like that to get some color in it. I think that'd be neat to do that over in Holland or someplace like that, where you got lots of tulips, or out in Kansas where you got lots of sunflowers, things like that. Well, let's see, we're going to fly back over this pond. I've got myself spotted up there. And we're going to look at her again to see how much she's overturned down here. Used to be a couple guys fishing in there all the time. I think the guy that owns it now doesn't allow any fishing in there anymore. Pretty deep hole there, though. It looks like he dug pretty good size deep hole there. Okay, crossing back over, going back to the park. We're over park property again, right about right now. And I see myself in my landing spot. So she's coming back pretty good in the wind. She handled the wind real well. Like I said, this flight was had the Mini 3 Pro out yesterday and uploaded that video, and thought I'd take her little sister out, or older sister, excuse me, Peggy Sue, out today and see how she likes the wind. She likes to get the wind up her skirt a little bit, just like Thelma Lou does. She handled it quite well, that's for sure. I got to watch here because there's always people out here with dogs, and they're in a park, but they're supposed to keep them on a leash, and lots of times they don't. So I got to be extra vigilant when I bring her back in to make sure there's nobody that's walking underneath me or whatever, that I'm not causing them any distress either. So we'll mosey forward a little bit more, turn around and get our bearings. Kind of checking out that walking trail. Don't see anybody there. Okay, peek around this way. There's that pond. I catfish in there quite a bit. Used to anyway, not so much anymore. We're going to lose some altitude here. And while we're doing that, we're going to kind of drift over here to the right. Here we come. An old Peggy Sue, she likes backing into everything. Don't ask me why, but that's the way she likes it. So that's what we're going to do today. Won't see any more people. There's two other cars there besides me. Some lady that's back there parked by that shed, she's coughing so loud I can hear her. Sounds like she's right in my ear. I'm glad I wasn't doing a screen recording at this time. She'd cough for about 20 minutes there. That wouldn't have been too good on video. And there's somebody else that parked right next to me, and here comes somebody else now. So I got the landing mat in sight now. See where this guy moseys to. He's going to pull in here too. Yeah, we're going to be down and out before he gets close or walks down this trail, I think. So we're losing altitude here. Nice flight. Didn't have any problems. She flew real well. Had her on my Samsung tablet today instead of the phone. And, as long as I'm sitting in the shade, the tablet does fine. A lot more viewing room than my phone does. And my phone's getting to be of the age where when you try to put something in the USB port, that sometimes it likes to work and sometimes it doesn't. You know, they build phones and design them that way, so it'll go obsolete and the battery will go bad on you and you'll end up having to buy a new phone before you get it fixed. So all in the design, that's for sure. Anyway, there's her shadow. Come on down, Peggy Sue. There you are. Good girl. She looks pretty good right there. Everybody stay safe out there. Practice the golden rule if you can. It's always the best way to go. Treat others like you want to be treated. Pretty good deal. We'll see you again soon.